Good morning, everyone. This is Karen Whooley, and I'm so glad you're here for this week's edition of the Team Whooleygan live chat. I want to just go through a little bit before we get started for anybody who's here who's new. And if you are new, make sure you pop into chat and say hello. I'd really like to get to know the people who watch these. And even if you're watching after the fact, make sure you leave me a comment. I always enjoy having comments on my YouTubes, and it's been a while. So make sure you comment after the fact if you have something to say that didn't make it into chat or you watching after the fact. So for those of you who don't know me and are watching for the first time, make sure you check out my website at karenwhooley.com. I am always posting new things there. There's a place to find out about all my classes, my patterns, my books, whatever's new, that kind of thing. Everything is always there. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter. I'm going to give you a link here that'll give you directly point you to my newsletter subscription page. If you subscribe to my newsletter, you immediately get a free pattern. I have a new free pattern for 2022. Oh my goodness, I said 2021. It's 2022 now. And then every year on January 1st, I give you a new pattern for free. It's a brand new pattern, something that no one else has seen before. It's not something recycled from my catalog. So every single year you get a free pattern. On top of all of that, you always get 25% off new releases. Plus, you're the first to know about all the new things that are happening. So make sure you hit subscribe. And also, if you're not watching on YouTube, go ahead and check out my YouTube channel. This is the link to my YouTube channel. I've created a pretty link so it's easy to remember how to get there. One thing I want to tell you guys about with YouTube is I'm going to be starting to post more consistently on YouTube. I've already got 2 videos in the can ready to launch. They'll be launching in February. I'm going to be recording a few more this week. So starting in February, I'm going to be posting other things besides the lives. So be watching for that. If you're not watching on YouTube, you might be watching on Rumble. I always upload my videos after these lives to my Rumble channel. This is the link to my Rumble channel. Make sure you check that out as well, and make sure you subscribe to that too. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. That way, videos. Okay, can you guys see me? Please tell me if you can see me. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'm seeing pictures now, so I'm not 100% sure what happened there. Now I've lost my complete train of thought. This is so weird. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, this is my Instagram handle, at Karen Whooley. Make sure you follow me there. I'm most active there. And I just want to let everybody know it's not quite ready yet, but I will be bringing back my Facebook page. There's a lot of reasons behind that. And once I get it launched, I'll let you know what those reasons are. I see some comments. Okay, you guys can see me. You guys did not get a black circle, a black screen with a circle going through it. I don't know what's happening. It's so weird. So I'm going to go through here and bring up, see who's here. We've got Linda and Daisy May. Yay! And you guys have done the thumbs up. That's awesome. And Teresa, or should we call you Michelle? I mean, I saw in the pattern club that you were really Michelle. So if you want us to call you Michelle, let me know, and I will do that. And then we have Stephanie in Texas. Good morning. And Renee Bryant. Good morning. And Dawn is here. Good morning, Dawn. It's good to have you here. It's been a while. And then Kelly is here. Good morning. And Teresa saw me, and Dawn can see me. And I did freeze for a few seconds, Dawn. Is that what you're saying? And Stephanie saw me. Okay, so everything's back. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. Just so you guys do know, next week I'm going to have a different setup, only because I don't know. There's a couple reasons. First of all, I don't know if you guys can see all that purple in my glasses. That is the anti glare reflective stuff that they coat my glasses with, because I do have a sensitivity when I'm looking at this computer screens and then for my night driving. But the problem is that it reflects this purple, and some people find it really distracting, and I'm starting to find it distracting. So I wanted to let you know that I'm trying something new next week. I have to wait for a piece to get here. I'm supposed to have it tomorrow. I was hoping it would be here before today, but it's coming tomorrow. But it's really bizarre. So you guys have a lot of freezing. Okay. Either one works. Okay. I'll probably forget later. So if I call you Teresa, if I call you Michelle. Okay, no black circle, but it froze a bit. Okay. But okay, so you saw it, but so everybody saw me either freeze or something happened. Good morning, Marie. I'm so glad you're here too. I'm glad to see you here. It's great to have you. Okay, so I have something really exciting to share. If you follow me on social media, you may have already seen this, but earlier this year, actually back in November, December, I told you there were some new things happening in 2022, and some of them I couldn't talk about until it was time. So on Saturday, I got the green light for this. So I'm going to share this. My daughter posts this today or on Saturday. So I'm so excited. I'm going to be a nonna. If you guys don't know what nonna is, that's Italian for grandmother, but that's what the baby will call me, is nonna. So my daughter is pregnant. I'm so excited. She is due in July. Originally, her date was early July, but now they've pushed it to the end of July. I think it's like the 21st or something like that. So she's like me, where she has all the signs and symptoms early, and so they think that she's farther along than she actually is. I did exactly the same thing with my kids. Both my kids' dates got pushed because once they were able to do an ultrasound and measure, they realized I wasn't as far along as they thought I was. So I'm so excited. More on that. We don't know the sex yet. She's only, I guess tomorrow she'll be 15 weeks. So I don't know the sex, but I wanted to show you something that I have always done for all my cousins, for any family members who've had babies for the most part. I haven't done this for my nieces and nephews as much because I couldn't find the pattern. But my cousins started having babies when I was, I think my oldest second cousin is 12 years younger. So I was about 12 when I started having second cousins, because I'm the second youngest of 7 grandchildren on my mom's side. My dad's side, there are no cousins. My aunt never got married, never had kids. But I'm so excited. I can't even tell you guys. Thank you for the congratulations in the chat. I can't even tell you how excited I am. But I wanted to show you because I did finally find the pattern. So I was 12 in 1979, I think, 1980-ish. And when my cousin first had her oldest son, one of the patterns that we reverse engineered, and then eventually I learned how to read the pattern because I'm self-taught, and this is one of the leaflets that actually helped me learn how to read patterns. This is so old, guys. It's falling apart. I've used it so much over the years. You can see it's all falling apart. It's called Baby Layettes to Knit and Crochet. It's by Leisure Arts. And you can tell by the number up here. I don't know if you can see the number up in the top corner there. Leaflet number 125. tells you how old it is. So this is the 125th leaflet Leisure Arts put out. It was actually published in 1978. So this is a leaflet. I'm going to put the info on here really quick. I went to the Leisure Arts site trying to find it. They don't have it anymore, but I did see that eBay has it. I did see some other places are selling it. So if you're interested in this one, you might want to check out eBay. I couldn't even find it on Amazon other than in the marketplace. And they're asking exorbitant prices. So you might want to check around, but this is done. There's knit and crochet. So this cover one I haven't done yet. It's one, I just love the blanket itself. So it's something I may do in the future. But you can tell these are old patterns, can't you? But I wanted to show you all the patterns in here first before I talk about the other, what I'm going to be doing. Okay, so there's actually the blue one here. This is Tunisian. So that's Tunisian crochet. Not cute. And this is knit, a little yellow set with the cables. But the set that I've always worked with, and actually I mostly have done just the booties. I've done other parts of it as well, but the booties are kind of the piece that I've done for everyone in my family, is this white set, this little shell set. Isn't that cute? I love those little booties. So I mentioned this to my daughter before, that I have booties that I've made for just about everybody in the family when they told me they were pregnant. And so I bought the yarn. I'm going to make those little white booties, but she's very, since we don't know the sex of the baby, I decided to go with her taste, and she's very neutral. She likes grays and she likes, blues, but not in the really dark blues, like, what you're seeing below here on the screen, but in the lighter blues. So I decided, since I didn't know the sex of the baby, I was going to go with a marl gray. It's Peyton's Beehive Sport. And this is their baby gray marl. I'm going to put it like this. So if you're interested in that yarn, I'm going to put the link here. I did look on the Peyton's website. This is available through Yarnspirations. It is available on the website. I happened to pick it up at Michael's. I was at Michael's for something else, and I just grabbed a hank or a skein because I knew I was going to be working on this. I wanted to wait a little bit until she had gotten through her first trimester before I started making things. So this will probably go on the hook in the next week or so. So I'm really excited, and I'll share with you the finished booties when they're done. But this pattern has been something that I have done for everybody, and it's got a lot of memories for me. My mom because I was terrible at that age making pom-poms. I mean, just horrible making pom-poms. So I started having my mom make pom-poms for me. So my mom and I were like a machine. I mean, there for a while, I was making these baby booties and selling them to people who had friends. I mean, I was an entrepreneur back then too. I mean, I didn't sell huge amounts, but people would ask me to make them a pair of booties, and my mom would just crank out the pom-poms for me, and I would make the booties. Now my mom has dementia, and I live 900 miles from her, so I can't have her make pom-poms, but it'll be something that I can think about while I'm making these for my daughter. So I'm so excited. Thank you guys for all the congratulations. Teresa, you have that leaflet. I have every leaflet I have ever bought or been given. So I have a lot of old ones. My grandmother gave me so many. I mean, she would buy me them when she's home at the store or something. So, but yeah, this is a great leaflet. I don't know what I'm going to do because it's starting to fall apart, and I don't know that they can. I mean, I could probably have it spiral bound, but I don't know if they make the spines thin enough for something like this, because this is like, maybe 1/8 of an inch. So what really makes me laugh, though, is if you look at the price on it, this leaflet was $2. Is that nuts? Pattern. I mean, I got 4 complete layette sets, 2 knit, 2 crochet for $2. I think my Nonna bought this one for me, if I remember correctly, though. So I'm going to be a Nonna, guys. So I'm really excited. So that's my big news. I'll keep you guys posted as things move along. And I'm sure I've known this since Thanksgiving. She gave us a card to announce it at Thanksgiving. And my husband and I both thought it was very odd because we don't usually exchange cards at Thanksgiving. But I thought, well, maybe they're newly married and they wanted to just start a new tradition. And when I opened the card, it was so funny because I knew exactly right away, because she just basically said, the card was a nice Thanksgiving card that she bought at the store, but then at the bottom it said something about "we love you, Nonna and Grandpa," because Dave is going to be called Grandpa. I'm the Italian one, so I'm going to go by. I immediately knew right off the bat what it was. I couldn't even speak. And Dave is like, "What? What?" It took him a few minutes to kick in. And I just couldn't speak. I couldn't tell him what was going on because I was so shocked. They've only been married since September. They were planning to wait a couple of years, but God had other plans for her. So we're going to have a baby in the family. I'm so excited. Okay, so now that I've done gushing with the baby, I'm going to tell you, I only have one thing that's new in the studio today. And last week on Friday, I took a class on color theory, putting colors together, trying to increase my knowledge about, expanding to more colors together that I would not normally use. And I'll be honest, the instructor spoke so fast and she only had an hour. And so she really didn't teach me anything that I didn't already know. So, but one thing she did recommend was a color wheel. And I already had a color wheel, but I hated it. I couldn't figure it out. The colors weren't very, I don't even know, true to color, I guess is the best way to say it. It was just a horrible color wheel. So I bought myself a new one. I'm going to put the link here for you guys. I got it on Amazon. This is the one she did recommend. And oops, I'm going to go this way. So this is the color wheel. What's really cool is that I don't know if you guys have ever used a color wheel, but what I like about color wheels is it's double-sided. So this was the front and this is the back. Okay. And on the back side, you'll see this arrow in the middle, this kind of arrow thing. And what this does is this allows you, if I wanted to do 3 colors that were completely complementary to each other, I would pick a color up here on the top. And what's really cool is it's got which colors are warm and which colors are cool. And then, so I'm going to because you guys all know I love blue. So what I do is I put blue, see where it says pure color here? It's pointing to blue. And then I can follow this triangle. So if I want 2 completely complementary colors to this blue, well, actually the absolute complementary color is directly below it. So if you follow just that straight arrow, orange and blue are completely the true complementary colors. But then if I want 3 colors, I have 2 different options. I have this narrower triangle, which is a split complementary, or I have the triad. Now, the split complementary means any color, using any color with the 2 colors on each side of its complement. Here's the complement, which is the true orange. So this yellow and this orange are the split complements. Okay, so if I wanted to use this color blue, this yellow and this orange right here would be the split complements. Now, if I wanted the triad complements, that would be, you can see the triangle that's a little wider here. That would be this yellow and red. So true yellow and true red are the primary colors with blue. So those are the the triad complementary colors. Now, triad means using 3 colors equally spaced from each other on the wheel. So these wheels are made pretty much standard. I mean, there's different things on different wheels, but what I like about this wheel, it also gives you 4 colors that complement each other in different ways. They call them a tetrad when you use 4 colors. But what I also like about this, now, if I'm going to bring this closer, see here where it says blue, pure color, and then there's 3 more blues here. So there's like, if you tint it, it's the tint, the tone, and the shade. And those are so that if you're doing something monochromatic, you can see if you just want a blue tint, if you want a blue tone, it's got that blue tone to it. So when you put yarn up to it, you can kind of see if it's got this kind of color to it. Not, you know how, I'm trying to think of a good way to describe this. You know how someone will pick up a red and say it's an orange red? Well, if you picked up a true red and looked at these colors, you can see where the orange comes in, or even here where the orange red is, you can see where the red comes in, and it kind of gives you that tone. So that's what this does. But the other thing I really liked about this wheel is that I'm going to use blue again here. So here's my blue. On the other side, if I add just blue to it, it's just going to stay its normal color, right? But it's got other options here. So I can say blue and I add red to it, it becomes purple. And then if I add yellow, it becomes green. If I add blue, it stays pretty much the same color. If I add white to it, this is what it does to the blue. And if I add black to it, this is what happens to the blue. So it's, even though this is not anywhere near all of the colors you can ever get in dyeing or just in color spectrums in general, it gives you a visual to be able to see, okay, I'm going to add black. I want a blue that's got a little more black in it so that it's a little deeper and darker and more like sapphire-y, that kind of thing. So I actually got it because, again, the old color wheel was only about this big, and it made no sense. It was so convoluted. It was terrible. This one makes more sense. This is something I can take to the yarn shop or Michael's or whatever. And when I'm looking at colors and I want to use multiple colors, this will help me, say, okay, these colors look good together. These colors don't look good together, that kind of thing. Okay, I see some more things here in the chat. NONNA, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Stephanie says, I have a color wheel, but it's hiding from me at the moment. I tossed my old one, so I don't have the old one to show you. But the other one, I hated it so much that I never used it. So yeah. It has the triangles. Yes, this is a great one. So that's why I put the link there. So if you're interested in learning about color and if you ever decide to take a color theory class, it's good to have, because as the teacher's talking, you can kind of look at things. But I'm not going to mention who the teacher was, but I was not really impressed with the class. And I'm going to be honest. You guys know that I will always be honest with you. If I really don't like something, I'm not going to recommend it. So, but that was one of 2 things I got out of the class. The other thing I got out of the class, and this might be different to you too, is if you've got yarns that you are thinking about using for a project, let's say you've got 3 different colors that you want to use, and you want to make sure that when you crochet them all together, they don't get muddled into each other. Because you know how sometimes you think you've got 2, 3 standalone skeins and you think, oh, these colors are going to look great together, but then one of them kind of fades into the others. You know what I'm talking about, guys? What you can do is take a photo of the 3 of them together and then convert it to grayscale. And if each hank or skein has a distinct color pattern, like one is really dark, one is kind of medium, and one is kind of light, and you can kind of see that that in grayscale, will be able to distinctly tell which color is which, then you probably got a good combination of colors. But if you take the photograph and they all kind of tend to be on the same tone of gray, so like they're all really dark or they're all really light and there's not really enough differentiation, then you know that you're going to have a muddled garment or shawl or whatever you're going to be making, and that you should really think about switching your colors. And I knew that as well before, but it just reinforced that that should be something you should do. And I see that Kelly does that in the yarn store, and that's, yeah, it's really important, especially if you're doing stripes or fading even, because even a fade, like the knitted fade shawls that Andrea Mowry does, you still want that different, even though they're fading into each other, you want them to stand out a little bit as you're doing the fade. So, and yes, and helpful for color work too. So if you're doing like Fair Isle or mosaic crochet, where you think the two are good colors and they're not, definitely take a picture and then convert it to grayscale and see what it looks like. Because you could do, I mean, a lot of people will do, you know, 2 different blues thinking, oh my gosh, that would be so good. But then the blue and the color work just doesn't even show up. So very, very good. And Renee says, good color tips. Thanks. Oh, I'm glad that helped. That's something, you know, that I always forget to tell people about. I do it. I've done it. I don't always do it because a lot of times I know what colors, what I want the finished product to look like. So, for example, this yarn right here, Nanette Wake Studio. I showed this to you before when I got it. This is 3 hank skein. This one's going to stand out a lot, but these two together won't stand out that much. But for what I'm planning to do with these skeins, that's the look I want, especially since this skein has this green in it. So, so sometimes you want something that'll make muddle into each other a little bit, but most of the time you won't. So, that's another thing to think about too. So there are times where you're going to want something really monochromatic, that they might all be dark colors or all neutrals or something like that. Okay. So let me look at my list here. I told you about that. I told you about, okay. I'm making lists for myself so I don't forget. Okay. So now what am I working on? Like I've mentioned before, I am doing a self-learning year kind of thing. And so I've finished my mosaic crochet. You'll be getting, I think, the last installment on the newsletter. Let's see. This week we didn't get it because you had the pattern release, which we'll talk about in a minute. So I think the last one goes out February 8th. So in a couple weeks. It was a pretty long series for mosaic crochet for me. And I didn't even cover everything I was originally planning to, only because if I would have done that, it would have been a whole year on mosaic crochet, and that's not what I wanted. So I just saw Teresa coming up with, I use the grayscale on my phone quite a bit with yarn. Good. Cool. Okay. I'm glad to hear you guys are doing that. So I'm preaching to the choir a little bit. So good. So anyway, with my year of learning, I've started my second series. My second series is going to be on corner to corner crochet. So this is my sample swatch of just traditional corner to corner. And I wanted to tell you about the yarn here really fast that I used. This is Red Heart Bunches of Hugs. And the links for everything that I'm showing you links for will be in the show notes as well, and on the blog post and everything. But this is their Bunches of Hug yarn. It's a worsted weight. This leftover from a baby blanket I made for one of my nieces and nephews who had a baby last year. So a little boy last year. But this is leftover, but I wanted to use this self-striping yarn so I didn't have to change colors as I was doing the square for the sample. So this is the colorway Dragon. So if you like this colorway and you want to use it for something, you know what it is. It's called Dragon. Anyway, this is the traditional corner to corner that I've always done for baby blankets and other stuff that I've used. I made pillows with that corner to corner, that kind of thing. I'm going to take this back off. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be teaching how to do corner to corner the way I learned it. And I learned it literally from a American School of Needle workbook. Let me go get it. I should have brought it over. Here we go. 101 Crochet Squares by Jean Linehauser. This is an old book too. This is how I learned to do corner to corner. I'm trying to see when it was published. This one was published in 96. So it's not as old as the other one, but this was 96. And you can see the corner to corner square here. They actually stripe it in the pattern. I didn't stripe it. I just used the yarn and let the yarn stripe it. But this is how I learned corner to corner. So I'm going to be, actually, I'm hoping today I'll be recording the video for that. And then what I'm planning to do is do a small piece on how to do the color changes to do like the corner to corner blankets that have a picture in it. I'm learning how to do that right now too. So that's part of the color that are part of that class. That one I'm hoping is only going to be like 4 weeks long. So I'll probably start it in the 15th of February and it'll probably go to the second week of March. And then I'll start another technique in March. So, and I have a couple ideas of what I want to do. I just haven't decided which one I'm going to do first. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. So those are coming up. And Linda, yes, I love the color in that too. I do. Well, they are Oregon ducks, my niece or my nephew and his wife. And so I wanted a blanket, and they're very, I mean, my daughter is Washington State and they're Oregon ducks. And his brother's wife is a Washington State girl. So there's like this rivalry because they're all Pac-12 colleges. So I decided that I needed, even though, you know, I'm a Go Coug WSU person, I had to do something that was in Oregon duck color. So you got that dark green here and that yellow, but I was able to add it. I had some other colors in there too. So that's why I picked this color for them. And I knew they were having a boy. So and Ryder just turned 1. So I guess they had him in 2020. So he just turned 1 in September. So yeah. Anyway, so that's what's coming up with the corner to corner. I also wanted to tell you guys, those of you who are on Yarn Pond, and I know some of you have answered me already, I have decided to step away from Yarn Pond, as wonderful as it is. Because of some of the things that are coming up this year, I need to cut costs somewhere because some other things are a little more important than paying for testing and a good platform for testing. So I decided to step away from Yarn Pond for now. I may eventually go back at some point, but right now I'm going to do it differently. So those of you who were on Yarn Pond that have tested for me before, and I sent you an email or a message on Yarn Pond saying that I was stepping away and that if you were still interested, I had a special email address. So if you haven't seen that and you are one of my testers, make sure you go to Yarn Pond and email me at that link. What I'm doing is I'm switching. I'm going to share my screen here because I have a new pattern testing page. Hang on here. Let me just make sure I have. There we go. I still need to put some pictures on here, but I've updated the testing, but I want to let you guys know there's a couple things that I'm going to have you guys do. And those of you who've already answered me, I saw that you answered me. I just haven't been able to respond yet because I was getting ready for this morning. But I have this new application. And even though those of you who are already testing for me, I still need you to fill this out. It's going to ask for your name and email address. I'm going to ask that everybody has an Instagram profile and that it's public so people can see your your tests and all that kind of stuff. I ask it what, level for those people who are, may never tested before. I want to make sure what level it is. If you've ever tested for anyone, and that includes me. So make sure you, in that section, you write. But I have a new section here that says, what type of patterns are you interested in? Because I don't want to send you test calls for patterns that you might not be interested in doing. So if you're interested in everything, just check all the boxes. But if you're only interested in shawls or you're only interested in garments, make sure you do that as well. I also ask if you've ever crocheted a garment before and what size you would be testing. But then I have this expectations, and this is important for everybody. So you need to answer all of these questions. There's things like that you'll communicate regularly, and there's certain things that are non-negotiable, and I'm going to talk about those in a second. Now, for those of you who have already tested for me, I want you to skip this part about recent finished projects, because if you've already tested for me, I already know what your crochet style is. So don't worry about that part. And then you don't even have to type anything else I should know about if you don't want to just type the word no in here, unless there's something new in your life that I need to be aware of before I choose you as a tester. So, but I'm going to ask all of you, I'm going to send you the link to this page to fill it out for me. So just so that I have you on my list in the boxes that you need to be in. But one of the things up here, you'll see I'm using a free app called Volley for pattern testing, and it's non-negotiable. This is how we're going to communicate. This is a really cool software. Can you guys see that? I'm going to come back to my screen. Oh, you guys can't see that. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to share the Volley screen. So hang on. There we go. And if I had my phone, I'm using my phone as my camera right now, so I can't show you the screen itself, but it's really cool because what it does is it allows me to send you video, and it's like a group chat. It's free. I can send you video of things, I can send you text of things, and I can send you photos of things as a group or in individual conversations. And it's made in a way where, and you can send them back. Okay, it's available for PC, it's available for Macintosh, it's available for iPhone, Android phone, and all of the tablets. So you can access it on anything that you want to do. The reason I'm doing this is because it's easier. It's its own separate thing. It's easier than email because things get lost in my email all the time. I get a notification on my phone when somebody sends something, but just so you guys know, when I use this, I'm only going to be accessing like twice a day, like I did on Yarn Pond, and I won't be doing anything on weekends, obviously. But it allows you, if you have a question, rather than typing it out, you can just do a quick video and just say, "Hey, Karen, this is happening. Here's the picture." You can show it in the video. I don't know what's going on here. This is what I think's going on. And then it'll send it to me. And then when I open it and watch it, I can respond right then, or I can do some research and then respond, just like with email. But it's someplace that it won't get lost, and I can create spaces for each pattern separately. So only the testers in the pattern for that particular pattern will be together. So that's something I just want to make you guys aware of. So if you're not willing to use this, then don't fill out the form. But if you are willing to use this, that's really a great thing for you guys to, it's really going to make things a lot easier for me. The other thing I want to mention is I'm going to be being really strict on deadlines for this. I'm going to stop sharing the screen here. Hang on a sec. Because I've had too many people in the last few tests who get the pattern and disappear. And then when the test's over, they ask why they didn't get all the freebies. You never did what you're supposed to do. Now, if you have something, life happens. So if something's coming up, you need to let me know what's going on, and you can either step away, which is fine, and I would be glad to let you step away, or we can work something out. But I can't just have people disappearing. So that's super, super important to know with testing. And then the other thing is Ravelry. A lot of people think, oh, I should have these on Ravelry and blah 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 blah. Well, most of you guys know I am not on Ravelry. I'm not. I can't for a lot of reasons, but the major reason right now is it causes me migraines to even look at one of the Ravelry pages. So I have a friend who has updated all my current catalog with the patterns so that they link back to my my website right now. And she will be, as I release patterns, she will be adding the pattern to Ravelry for me. Nothing will be sold on Ravelry, but what I'm asking is that if you are a part of Ravelry, you do not post a project page until the pattern is released. I don't want any idea of Ravelry knowing that this pattern's coming until the pattern's been released. That's just a personal preference. So that's something you have to agree to in order to be a tester for me. So I will, and those of you who've already responded, you're going to get an email from me with a lot of this information already. But I just wanted to put that out there on video. So anybody who comes after the fact, and the link to the pattern testing page will be on my blog and on the show notes here and on Rumble as well. So just so you guys know. And yes, Kelly, you do need to respond to that. Thank you. Okay. So we still have about 19 minutes or so before I have to go. So is anybody want to chat about anything? Questions or new projects? Oh, I should mention too that the project that I was doing with this yarn is done. It's on the blocking board. I won't be showing it to you anymore, and it'll be released next year. I don't know what else. I'll be starting the second project next year. So for next year, so that'll be started probably in the next week. Oh, and I am working on a project for a secret project that I can't show you the yarn or talk about, but I am working behind the scenes. I am working on something else as well. So you may not see a lot of crochet posts in the near future until I get the swatch done and figured out and they get the final yarn in. But I am crocheting. So Renee is asking, are testers required to be on Facebook? No. The reason why I am saying that is because the reason why I'm asking you to be on Instagram is because Instagram is the place where most people want to see photos of what other people are doing, and that allows me to share there. Now, there is a thing saying that you'll allow me to use your photos that you deem worthy enough as the finished product to share on social media. So I will ask that if you are on Facebook, when it's time to share the photos, use your Facebook account as well as Instagram or any other social media, and always tag me if I'm on that social media. And that goes true with any of my patterns, like the Pattern Club people. If you're working on elementary, post on Instagram and Facebook, and I will share those photos. Right now, I won't share on Facebook because my site's not up yet. It's there, and you can follow it if you want to. It's Karen Hooley Designs. Facebook deleted my original group or my original page, so I have to start from scratch. So you'll see it's there. Nothing's posted, and I really don't have a banner yet. I do have my logo there, so you should be able to find it. Karen Hooley Designs. It should be facebook.com/ all one word Karen Hooley Designs in lowercase. And you should be able to find it. I did mention Facebook, and that's why I'm mentioning that. I am going to go back to having a Facebook page only because there are some behind the scenes things that I can't even do with Instagram until the Facebook page is live. So I have a love-hate relationship. I really do, guys. I really hate it. Teresa, post it in there. I can't believe you finished it. That's awesome. So yeah, definitely, if you're on social media, share it. I have hashtags for you guys. Karen Hooley Designs, Team Whooleygan. It do hashtag elementary shawl. If you're working on a pattern test, I'll give you the tags that you can use when you release the patterns, when I release the pattern. So those are the kinds of things to be looking for. I'm hoping to start my first test for the year in February. I'm not 100% sure. I'll be ready by then. It depends on my tech editor, if it's ready or not. So be watching for that. But I also need to know if you're going to be interested in this style of project. So Stephanie said, I'm on Instagram, but I think I need an Instagram. If there's something you're trying to do or trying to understand, Stephanie, all you have to do is Google, how to put stickers on photos, or how to use hashtags, or how to, that kind of thing on Instagram. Just say that, and you'll find a dozen million ways. And if you're not sure about something that has to do with one of my patterns, ask me and I can tell you what to do, or if I know what to do, because there's a lot of things I don't use on Instagram either. So just ask. Teresa said, I will, just haven't had time to take a picture yet. I understand that, but definitely share when you've got a chance. Renee needs a video and using Instagram. Instagram is not that hard if you're using it just for photos. Literally, you take a photo, you upload, you post it, you write a little caption, and then you use hashtags that are relevant to what you're posting. So for me, everything always has Karen Hooley Designs as a hashtag. Everything always has Team Whooleygan as a hashtag. Even when I posted on Instagram about this, I had those two hashtags there because I wanted my people to see it. And then the other hashtags, you have up to 30 hashtags that you can use. But, like when I posted about my sweater that it was just released yesterday, I have hashtag crochet sweater, hashtag crochet pattern, hashtag crochet cardigan, hashtag crochet all the things, stuff like that. So that, because people follow hashtags, you can follow hashtags. So hashtags are really important if you want to build a following of people. If you're just on Instagram because you want to see the pretty pictures, then don't worry about it. But if you're going to be a tester for me, I want you to at least use your Instagram to post your final finished projects so that I can share them when I'm releasing a pattern showing, hey, look, this tester did. Look at, this is my design, but look at with this yarn. Look what this yarn, kind of like Renee posted a picture of her her Cactus Dream cardigan, and I reposted it so people could see it in a different color. So things like that. So yeah. So Instagram is, I don't need you to do stories, and I don't need you to do reels unless you want to and want to learn all that stuff. But for me, if I just need a picture, that's all I need. So if you're going to be a tester for me, that's the thing. Okay. Linda said, I just finished and blocked the Salati point for my cousin's prayer. Oh, I can't wait to see pictures. Make sure you send me a picture. I'm not going to be putting pictures in my newsletters anymore. It's just been too much work. And now that I'm doing weekly newsletters, I just can't. So what I'm going to start doing is just trying to get them on Instagram. So if you're willing to let me share on Instagram, just let me know and send me a picture via email. That works too. Teresa says, I had to get IT support for my daughter for Instagram. Yep. I'm a techie. In fact, next week, I'm going to be on Bonnie Barker's YouTube channel. She did an interview with me, and it's going to be released, I believe, on Monday. It'll be in a link over to it will be in my newsletter on Tuesday. But we talked about that and me and my techie stuff and where I came from, and all that stuff. So any new social media platform, I do research them before I start using them. So like right now, my faith is not in TikTok, so I will never use TikTok unless things change. But the problem is being a crochet designer, I do need to have some sort of social media. My primary goal is to drive everyone to my website, but I have to have social media for more people to reach, reach me and see me. So that's why I have such a love-hate relationship. If I had my choice of everything, I would not be using Facebook tools at all either. But there's nothing good out there that I can use at this point. If something like MeWe gets better, or there's a platform out there called Vero, Vero. I do have an account there, but there's just not enough reach there for people. So that's why I have to stick with the Facebook products right now. And that's kind of why I have to stick with YouTube right now. For those of you who are watching on Rumble, I need the reach right now. So eventually, maybe Rumble will be the only place you find my videos, but right now I have to use YouTube. So I'm sorry. Okay, so enough about all that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to tell you guys about. I don't think so. So anybody else have questions for me about anything? I mean, I did mention last week, I forgot about this too. I did mention last week that my treatments were going to start the first week of February, or the 10th of February. No, the 3rd of February. I can't remember now when. The 10th of February. No. So they had to push it starting to the 24th. And I was originally planning to start scheduling some classes that are Zoom classes for March. But that has changed because they've kind of messed up my calendar now because they had to push me. So I probably will still start in March. I was thinking about adding some to February, but all the things I need to get done before the end of February and before the first PCG treatment is going to push me to maybe like the last full week in March to do an online class. So if you're looking for online classes, they're going to start hopefully around then. I'm hoping to do March and April. That's what I'm kind of hoping to do as far as classes are concerned. I'm going to do a cables class. I am going to do, I'm thinking about bringing back my Delta lace crochet piece. People have been asking me about that lately. And I might actually do my Learn Tunisian crochet class. So if any of those are interesting for you, let me know. The cable class will be learning how to use post stitches on a flat piece to make fingerless mitts, how to seam them, how to add the thumb, all that kind of thing. But I like to learn cables on a flat thing, but the project will be a fingerless mitts. For the Tunisian class, if I do add that, it'll be a 2-week class. The first week you'll learn like Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian, and then a couple stitches that are based on the knits, the standard Tunisian simple stitch. And then the second week you'll learn like purl stitch and a couple others that are that. So definitely look at those if you're interested in Tunisian. So, and then what was the other one I said I was going to do? My Delta lace crochet. If you've ever seen, I had a pattern in Crochet Magazine with the Delta lace shawls a few years ago. And then I had a book out with Annie's called Learn Delta Lace Crochet. It's that technique. If you want to look it up, they're all out of print now. So that's why I'm going to be teaching classes. Eventually, I would like to make that just a static class because it's such a simple class that you really don't need. We don't do a project. We just learn how to make the lace. So it's like an hour-and-a-half class on how to make the lace. I teach you how to do it in double crochet, how to do it in triple, and how to do it in double triple. And then I give you some resources for patterns and things like that. So we'll be looking for those as well. But other than that, I'm glad you guys like the idea of the classes. So yay. And then there'll be other classes coming in the future too. There's a few classes I really, really need to revamp, and I'm not ready to do those on Zoom yet until I revamp them a little bit. Linda sent me a photo. Good. Oh, cool. Okay. So this review shawl. Awesome. Okay. So I've got a few more minutes, so I'm going to open it up. I don't have anything else to share. So any questions, let me know. Oh, I did mention that I'm going to be doing more YouTube stuff, and I think I told you I've got 2 already and more. There's going to be a few little changes with my YouTube channel, so I'm going to try to grow in other ways other than just doing these lives. So these lives will always remain on Wednesday mornings at 9, so don't worry about that. But I want to add, at least 2 videos a month if I can, besides what I do here. So anything else, guys? Okay. For those of you who have watched, oh wait, okay, we got one here. Okay, I decided to frog my tote and start over to make the stitches bigger. Okay, so Stephanie, were they too small? Was the bag not big enough? Is that what was going on? I still have to work on mine and get my handles done so I can get it blocked. Teresa bought the yay! I'm so excited. I saw the sales coming in. I just haven't been able to process them all. I know. I think it's Dawn. I think Dawn, if you're still here, I saw that you ordered a print version, so I'll probably be shipping that either today or tomorrow for you. You just saw Franklin Habit felting something he knit. He had a large sink, hot water and soap, and he was using a plunger to beat the heck out of it. You can do that too. That's the hard way of doing it. So I like using a washing machine. I mean, you can beat the heck out of it with a plunger, but yeah, that's a personal choice. My personal choice is go the easy route, and it's kind of like have the least ends possible. You don't have to weave in kind of thing. So that's me. Yes, it looked too small. Okay, perfect. And Kelly has an Instagram account now. Make sure you're following me at Karen Whooley. Because then I will follow you back. Let's see. I'm going to get the cactus card in the Anthos video. I understand that I have a lot of interruptions these days too. It seems like the month of January has been all doctor's appointments. I had a flat tire that I needed patched earlier this month. That now it's not, the patch isn't holding. So tomorrow I'm going to be spending the whole good portion of my morning at Costco getting new tires put on my car. So yeah, I'm ready for February to start. It's really sad that I'm saying that, but I would like a week where I don't have to go anywhere. I mean, grocery shopping, and that would be great. I just need a week at home. So there you go. I was laughing at him. Oh yeah, I bet you were laughing at Franklin. I mean, I can't even imagine. If those of you who know who Franklin is, that's probably quite a sight to behold of him plunging. Awesome. Okay. Awesome, Kelly. I'm glad you did that. Okay. So since we only got a few minutes, I just want to close with, for those of you who are watching after the fact, thank you for getting all the way through here. Just make sure that if you want to find out more about me, you go to my website, KarenWhooley.com. You can subscribe to my newsletter there. And I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, whether you're watching on YouTube or Rumble. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the thumbs up. And if you have any comments after this video is over, or even during the video, make sure you leave them in the comments either here or on Rumble, on YouTube or on Rumble, and I will get back to you on those. Comments are really important to me. I like to know what people are thinking. So if you haven't responded to me in a long time, just hit respond. Now, all of you who are here in chat, don't worry about it. You guys are responding in chat. But make sure that those of you watching after the fact, I'd really love to hear from you, your thoughts on anything I'm talking about. So that'd be great. And if you are on Instagram, follow me on Instagram at Karen Whooley. I just did a video this morning in my stories, and I think around 10, I should have a posting. I try to auto post my actual feed and Instagram as much as I can, to save me time during the week. But I do post in the moment too when it kind of warrants something in the moment. So make sure you do that. And I try to do stories. My goal is to do them Monday through Friday in the morning for a couple minutes. Doesn't always happen. So, and this week, I probably, because of all the appointments I have the rest of this week, I probably won't get on Instagram to do a story unless something interesting happens. But anyway, thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate everybody being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And I will see you soon next week for sure. And those of you who are in my class in the felting crochet along, I will see you on Monday. So have a great week, everybody. Talk to you next week. Bye, y'all.